Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Hey everybody! Welcome to an all-new Trenny and C. He's Trenny, I'm C, and today we are at our favorite watering hole.
Yeah, we are behind the bar this time.
Yeah, we got a new setup. Things are looking good. Feels good.
We rarely stand in our videos, so it's a little bit.
You can actually see
how do you stand?
How your keto has been working.
Like I'm a triangle.
Yeah, you're a real V shape.
Yeah,
it's great.
Upside down triangle.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so today what we have is the Glenfarclas rundown. We're gonna go from the lowest stage statement to not the highest stage statement, but pretty high up there. First we have the 8-year-old. Actually, let's put it this way so it's left to right.
Should we put them all down, or should we just do one at a time? Actually, they can see them behind us.
Yeah. So
let's just start with that one.
We'll start with the 8-year-old. What's cool about the Glenfarclas range is that they are like a family-owned company. They put out solid products all the time. They've been relatively good with prices in the past.
Yeah.
You
know which one we don't have is we don't have the Cask Strength 105.
True.
But you did drink that one when you were vacationing recently.
Yeah, and it was really, really good. I gotta say though, like drinking a Cask Strength Scotch in a 35-degree weather every day is not the most refreshing thing in the world. But it was a good bartering tool for like cheaper cab rides and things. Yeah. Anyway,
so we've had this bottle for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Maybe not a couple years. A year.
Yeah.
About a year anyway. And I got this bottle on sale at the time, but nowadays, this will run you in the $70 range.
Yeah.
If you can find it. I don't think they actually make the 8 anymore.
I've seen it around sort of recently, but it is out there. If you find it, maybe grab it. Yeah. But a good opening to what the Glenfarclas range is all about. First of all, it's got an age statement, which is great.
40%.
It's 40%, which is, that's
the bare minimum.
Doesn't check all the boxes by any means.
Nope.
Price is okay, but mainly it shows what it's all about.
Right.
And Glenfarclas has always been a big sherry styled Scotch whiskey.
So right away you get that on the nose. It's like the first thing that you get.
Yeah. It's soft.
Yeah. It's
highly palatable and drinkable.
You can actually see there's a little bit of floaties
oh, there's some scooge in there for sure.
Non-chill filtration.
Yeah. It's really soft on the nose. A good raisin kind of a note to it.
Yes.
A little bit of that kind of baseball glove leather, but not too much.
A little bit of like oakiness to it as well.
Yeah.
Like a decent amount for it being a young age statement.
For sure. Okay, let's try it.
Sure.
Soft arrival.
Nice though.
Really nice. Like it's easy.
Very enjoyable.
Easy for people to drink. I think a lot of people think that because it's 8 years old versus some of the other ones that it's going to be way worse or something like that. Yeah. But this is totally crushable.
Has like a honey herbal sweetness to it, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice stuff.
Like almost a little touch of pepper at the end, like on the back of the palate.
Totally.
But
the finish is also kind of mild. It's relatively swift, so I guess in that way it may not hold up as much against some of the other ones for like big bold finishes, but it's still a good introduction.
When you do the old in your mouth, there's a little bit of tartness kind of at the end too.
Yeah, very much so. Okay,
with that's kind of a little bit of the youth of it.
Sure. So I think we will move on now to the 12-year-old.
Well, that's good.
Compare. It's really nice stuff.
It's a bit of the range. It's a bit pricey for the age.
Sure.
It's almost like the most imbalanced in price of all of them.
Yeah, right. Because the other ones aren't that much more expensive.
Yeah, like the 12 is barely any more money than the 8.
And the 12 is, as you'll see,
very good.
Very good.
Okay, let's move on to the 12.
All right. Okay, so we are back now. We have the 12-year-old right here. We're going to do the rundown, bottom age to top age.
You know what? I should have brought the little bottle of Glenfarclas 40-year-old. What was I thinking?
Oh, well. So 12 years old, we've done kind of these comparisons in the past, and we always come back to the 12-year-old being
The staple.
kind of the staple. It's well worth it. Let's pour ourselves a little glass here. We'll do some big pours this time.
This one, we're up to 43% now.
That's good. So it's a bump in the age statement, bump in the percentage of alcohol. Presumably it's natural as much as possible. It doesn't really say it on the label anywhere, but
I believe it does say it on their website, though.
yeah, it's one of those things that they're not completely transparent like a lot of Scotch should be these days, but
Well, and why wouldn't you advertise something that's good?
yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
They should be screaming about it.
So, unfortunate that way, but it does stand up and hold its own very much. So, on the nose, it's just got a little bit more of that
Yeah.
pop to it, a little bit more with the alcohol percentage.
Honestly, it has a little bit of caramel in this one.
Yeah,
I smell.
yeah, totally.
But yeah, the everything's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more powerful fruitiness to it.
A little bit juicier. There's more juice to this one.
It's juiced up.
Yeah. Still has the Glenfarclas style to it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like perfect for Glenfarclas lovers already because they know what they're going to get into generally. It has a house style that people kind of crave, right?
It would be definitely a recommendation for beginners.
Yeah,
Because it's easy drinking, right?
Mhm.
Like it's not, you're not gonna have to choke it down. It's not super strong. Like it has pleasant, sweet flavors to it. It's just
It's sweet and it has like a touch of like that, a little hint of maybe it's barrel char or something like a little smoke to the beginner. I think a lot of the time beginners, when they try even like a Glenlivet 12, like oh it's smoky.
Yeah.
You know, it's like well no.
not smoky, but yeah, we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Nice raisins.
Taste it.
Yeah.
I'm struck by how just soft and like just pleasant it is to like.
Yeah.
It just flows right over the tongue so nicely.
Mm-hmm. It has a little bit more like wood spice and sugars than the 8-year-old. Tastes a little bit more well-rounded, but overall it's got the same kind of just, it's highly drinkable,
Oh yeah.
you know? And the finish is a little bit more drying, but it's still, it makes you kind of want to come back for more.
What it does not have is that little touch of bitterness that the 8 had.
True,
The 8
true.
had a little bit of bitterness on the finish. This one, it's pretty nice and sweet throughout. It's a very balanced like beginning of your experience to the finish. It's like fantastic.
Front bottom.
Front to bottom. Front to bottom.
Whatever.
It's good.
Also has a slight floral note in there too at the very end, but and that is something that you sometimes find with really really nice whiskeys, right?
Is it floral or is it the soapy?
Sorry, that's actually what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soapiness. There's
But
a
you're
bit
right.
of soapiness. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say floral and soapy would be like Pulteney-ish, but this is not Pulteney-ish.
Yeah, no, it's got the soapiness of the
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We're right. Cool. Okay, I think we've talked this one up enough. Let's move on.
This one's really good though. We chose this one in a blind tasting of the 12 versus the 40-year-old.
Yeah, we did.
We both picked the 12.
Yeah,
I think.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. All right.
You'll have to go back and watch. to
Yeah,
make
we
sure.
don't even know.
Yeah.
Check that video.
Okay, so overall, go buy it.
This might be the best bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the 15.
Okay, we are back. We are moving on now to the controversial 15-year-old.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why is this controversial, you may ask? Well, we've in our past had some versions of the 15-year-old that were very sulfur
Yeah.
induced, very sulfury, and not that good comparatively. So,
So was
when
that
we bought
not-
this, it was pretty like a reluctant sort of thing.
So does that mean when we talk about rushing it through the stills, not enough contact time with the copper?
Correct. That could be it.
Or was it a cask issue?
Could be a cask issue. There's a number of things.
Yeah, so that being said, the quality was in question on the 15-year-old. But we lucked out this time,
Yes, we did.
and we got a good one.
So this 15-year-old has a couple of things going for it. Right. 15 years old,
Right.
age statement, 46% alcohol.
Beauty.
It's Glenfarclas, so you know it's for the most part going to be good.
And reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced, and yeah, those are all good things.
Yes.
Again, it doesn't say anything about it being natural color or anything like that. I'm just going to take a quick look here, see if it's...
I'll pour while you pour.
Yeah. This is not just a bottle of 15-year-old Highland malt. It's the result of over 180 years of tradition and experience. Okay, see, things like that don't tell you anything, which is kind of frustrating with marketing, I find. Like, I think the average, well, maybe not the average, but the whiskey lover would love to see
That
that
is-
it's like, oh, it's Oloroso sherry.
That's
from-
geared towards the average person.
Yeah, exactly.
We need something a little bit more nerdy.
Yeah, a little bit more detail would be nice.
People in the whiskey world that really get into whiskey love stats,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
we want to. What are the numbers on this thing? What are the details? Give us details.
Yeah, see, all it says is Glenfarclas is in the best oak casks. Like, I'd love to find out where they're getting these oak casks.
Okay, but
things like
every
that.
bottle literally says this is not just a bottle of.
Yeah,
This
it's
is not just a bottle
It's
of.
the same, yeah.
They're all.
Yep. You can
I think there's a text in my jacket.
Yeah, you better go get it.
One moment, please.
Getting like 30 texts in a row.
Where are you? What's going on?
You've missed a meeting. Do you have your presentation ready for the meeting?
Turn my ringer off. There we go.
I want to throw that on silent.
Just did. I'm back from that rude cellular interruption.
Yeah, where were we here?
Never have your ringer on while you're filming.
It's true. And maybe it stopped filming because it comes up on the iPad?
No, my texts are fine.
Text you?
I'll check.
Double.
Yeah, we're still filming.
And by iPad, I mean,
Super high-tech camera.
Yeah.
HD.
okay, so let's just do this thing. We've talked about the
15-year-old.
15-year-old. Yes,
Yes.
we had some bad experiences with the sulfur, but this one's a pretty good one. So
Yeah.
let's get into the nose. Honestly, that extra 3% alcohol boosts this one a little bit, but
I'm getting
In a way-
something a little different here.
in a way, I was going to say in a way I'm struggling a little bit more to find different notes, but it's definitely there. Could just need a little warm up.
No, I'm just trying to put my finger
Maybe
on
it's a
what-
little more fruity.
I was gonna say maybe even a little bit more citrusy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of a citrus note there, but it has the sweetness, it has the herbal notes,
Yeah.
it has the fruitiness to
Even
it.
a touch of that soapiness.
But like you were kind of saying there, it's not really bigger than the 12-year-old.
No. It's got like a little like rum raisin kind of a nose
Yeah.
to it. Kind of creamy.
All in all,
A
very
little bit
nice.
salty. Yeah,
Let's go.
Good. Let's taste the
Let's
stuff.
go.
46%.
We're getting up a little bit in shade of darkness in there.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
This one is so pure.
It is soapier on the palate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially right in the middle and up front.
Yeah.
It's, that's really nice. That actually
It has a
offers
lot of
something
those
different.
same notes,
Mhm.
but then it's a little bit soapier.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, like, a lot of people in the whiskey world making whiskey, they gotta know that sometimes that higher percentage is, like, it's tons of flavor.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not really any more like heat.
No.
At 40, we've always said mid 40s is one of the sweet spots
Yeah.
for drinkability of percentage wise, where you're getting like the best bang for your buck almost
For
in
sure.
percentage and flavor.
Yeah, and I think especially in the Scotch and bourbon world, it's important. Then you get into the world of Canadian whiskeys, and because they're blended,
Right.
sometimes it is actually like the master blender coming up with the percentage, and sometimes it's lower, and in your mind you think, oh, I want it to be higher, but in reality that's exactly how it's supposed to be presented.
Yeah.
So this is similar in the sense that this is perfectly presented at 46%.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's good stuff. Okay,
All right.
moving on.
On to the final bottle.
All right. We have the final one in our selections today. There are others.
We should say that actually the 8-year-old that we have has been replaced by the 10-year-old.
Right.
And then on top of that, they have, on top of what we have here, I think there's the 21, 25, 30, and 40.
Yeah.
So, but we're on a budget.
We are on a budget.
So
but I want to say this.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare
Yeah.
for something to be replaced with something a higher age statement. It's usually like a age statement, and then it gets replaced with something like Glenfarclas, blah de blah.
Yeah, the Knights of the Vale.
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that. But you know what the funny thing is, like, the only one they have that's no age statement is the cask strength.
True.
You gotta respect that.
Yeah. But it is rumored to be between 8 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty good.
So it's pretty good.
Okay, let's get this last one out here.
Here we go. Glenfarclas, 17-year-old. Good stuff. Also, the older age statement bottles have their darker glass, where the 8-year-old
Yeah,
is
it starts tinting, doesn't
yeah.
it? This is 43%.
43%, so it's a little less
Reasonable.
than the 15, which is interesting. It probably would have been boosted a little bit more with that higher percentage, but
Glenfarclas also has the family casks, which are like the older.
yeah, it's kind of a cool marketing ploy though, because people they find the year that they were born in and they want that bottle.
It's like Blanton's. People are
Yeah.
always looking for their dumped on birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like to give it to a gift for somebody that had a kid or something.
Right, yeah, totally. Okay, here we go. Glenfarclas 17.
17 years old. What were you doing 17 years ago? You're like 20 years old. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Think about the fact that this was laid down
Yeah,
like when you were 20 years old.
I know, it's crazy. It's
Probably
crazy.
didn't even know or respect anything about whiskey at that point.
No, I probably drank it. I just didn't care. Actually, maybe we shouldn't be mentioning another whiskey in this review, but
We already have.
Glenlivet, I think it is, has a new marketing thing on like ad campaign where it is that like, what were you doing 12 years ago?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of smart. It makes
It's
you
kind of
think,
cool
right?
because it shows like this girl like now drinking whiskey, and then her back in her party days
That's smart.
also drinking whiskey.
Because they want to find a way for you to like connect, where you're going to connect a thought. Because that's what whiskey does. It connects a thought and a feeling and an experience
Yeah.
from the past into the glass.
It's all nostalgia in the glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, to me it tastes like pancakes, but somebody that's never had pancakes before would be like, oh, it tastes
Oh,
like
this tastes like pannenkoeken.
pannenkoekens. The Dutch pannenkoek house.
Exactly. Okay.
All right then.
Getting into the actual product
These
here.
videos always get more amusing towards the end.
Yeah.
You gotta hang in there. Is the thing. You gotta sit through the first 10-15 minutes of just BS, you know?
Yeah. Actually, we get a lot of people being like, skip to whenever when they actually drink
Review
the
starts
whiskey.
at 6:51.
Yeah. Talk about we're egomaniacal and just talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's big bold nose.
Yeah, right. Oh, me?
It's a little bit more. There is a bit more oak to it. Which you would expect, hopefully, on a 17-year-old. Although
This one brings the Fig Newton.
yeah, true.
Because I'm
It's
getting
got the
that-
raisin. It's got the biscuit dough. It's got
the buttery creaminess and
Yeah.
just like
a little
Yeah, I
bit,
like
almost
that.
like a brown sugar nose to
Yeah.
it too.
that malty doughiness is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Fig Newton Scotch reference.
Yeah, well, it works for
It
so many.
applies
Actually.
so often.
Yeah. Especially ones that have a bit of a sherry influence.
Mhm.
These guys, I'm assuming, probably get their oak from Spain and different places.
Oloroso sherry casks.
Oloroso sherry casks and European oak, as they call it.
This one has a bit more citrus zest.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, like, when you, like, shave off the edge of, like, a lemon peel to, like,
Yeah,
put in a
like
recipe
that,
or something?
that pith.
Yeah. Don't pith
Yeah.
yourself.
This is nice. Okay, let's get to the flavor
Here we
here.
go. That's oakier.
This is a little oakier. The finish right away tastes a little bit more like tanniny, like a red wine kind of thing.
Very nice and soft though. Like it's giving me, I'm getting a little bit more of a sizzle. Like it's almost like
A little more
dancing
effervescent.
on my taste buds a little bit. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of lingering with a little bit of a sizzling.
There's a party in your mouth and every taste bud's invited. Yeah.
It's got a fizziness that's like it's hitting my sensation. Like not literally, it's not carbonated or anything. But
Or like those candies. Remember candies called Fizz?
yes.
They're in like strips.
And when you
have
when you finally broke into it, it was like
like baking soda on your face.
This is
Baking soda
exactly
lime.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Fizz. Fizz in the bottle.
Maybe not exactly.
Really well rounded though.
And this is like a really good price for a 17-year-old Scotch too, because you know when you get into that age statement, the 17, 18 kind of range, which
Yeah.
17's a bit of a weird age statement to be honest. Like most of the time, Scotch skips from 15 to 18.
Well, it's weird. They like their odd numbers.
At times, but like what other Scotches come in a 17? Like, of course
Yeah.
there are some, but like you'd be more familiar with 18s. I think
18s. Yeah, but it always seems like there's like a 15 and a 21.
the one that bugs
And,
me
like,
the
25.
most is the Craig Ellicky 13. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that?
Well, most people don't
Yeah.
even release it at that age because it's like considered bad luck,
Ah,
right? Like there's
But
no
then,
13th floor.
why would you buy a 12 when you can buy a 13?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, all in all, really good stuff. I'd say the whole Glenfarclas lineup is something that you should try, especially if you get to like a whiskey festival, or if you're at a bar and you can order them. You don't have to spend $1,000 on a couple bottles of whiskey, but it is worth trying and getting into your memory bank and realizing that this kind of can be a benchmark of where you go if you're a beginner.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, there are two types of sherry to me. There's the baseball glove, super leathery sherry, which you get a lot of times in like Macallan's.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just like the fruity sweet sherry.
Yeah,
This is the fruity sweet version that I prefer.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of leather,
yeah.
but to me, this is the more drinkable version. You know, this isn't a Glencatum, snake pheromone leather.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So anyway,
it's a good place to start, and honestly,
absolutely.
if we were to recommend one,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put this away.
Do you want to say it on 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually bring it out. But yes, I do. Or should we do the spin reveal? Because they're all turned around.
How would we do that?
I don't know.
It's the 12-year-old, right?
It's the 12-year-old, I think, because if you think about it, it's a higher percentage alcohol
Yeah.
at
43.
43%.
Yeah.
It's got a nice age statement. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's got a little bit of that more well-rounded than the 8.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. We've
It's
never had a
little
dud
softer than
version.
it's a little softer than the 15. It's always consistent.
Yeah.
And it's way cheaper than the 17.
Exactly. So if
that's
you're gonna
the
start, go with this one,
the go-to.
and then go from there.
Yeah, great. Hey, I had a great time.
Great time.
Especially towards the end.
Thank you for joining us. We're Trending C. Click like, subscribe, and we will see you every Thursday and Saturday.
Cheers.
All right.
Penny and C, drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Subscribe on YouTube.